so much for joining us for Black History Month first Q&A. I greatly appreciate your time. Could you please introduce yourself to us?
Yes, my name is Dr. Brandon Betts. I am an optometrist out here in Phoenix, Arizona, working for VisionWorks, which is a corporate practice out here in the Valley. I am a Western University College of Optometry alumni, class of 2019.
Oh, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate your support and we love having contact with our alumni. I want to get started and just ask you a few questions. So first, what drew you to become an optometrist?
Well, from a young age, I knew that I wanted to do something in the medical field, which stemmed from just having a love of science and things of that nature. So when I was younger, I kind of looked at all the different types of physicians that I went to, whether it was my dentist or my pediatrician, what have you. And I felt like I had the strongest bond or relationship with my optometrist. She made me feel like I wasn't at the doctor, which, for kids is huge. But as I started getting older, I started paying more attention to what she was doing during an exam. And I said, you know what, I can see myself doing this. And here we are. So, yeah.
How long have you been a licensed optometrist?
This will be my third year coming in May. So 3 years.
Happy early anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you.
What in your family structure influenced you or drove you into the medical field?
That's a very good question because at least from my parents, there's no real science or medical background. My dad was a police officer, police sergeant. My mom was a teacher. But I think what stems from that was the discipline and the desire to obtain an education, especially coming from my mother, harping down and being disciplined on, hey, get an education, do something that you love. I think it stemmed from that. So definitely having your parents push you in that aspect for sure.
Have you had any mentors or role models, and how has that?
Yeah. Like I said before, first and foremost would be my mother. She's been there with me the whole way, and seeing her go back to school much, much later in her life and obtain a degree and do what she wanted to do, what she had passion for, only made me want to work harder and get to the places I wanted to be. I'd also say that my childhood optometrist was also a mentor and a role model. She set a good example of how to be professional and things like that. But also too, when I got to optometry school, some of the teachers and faculty there played a huge role in my success. People like Dr. Tiffany Harris, Dr. Fahim, Dr. Jakurlik, all these faculty members played a huge role in my success, not just how they taught things during my time there, but just leading by example. Dr. Harris actually was the first African-American doctor, male or female of any kind, that I had interacted with, prior to getting to Western. So it was definitely an eye-opener, but just the way she leads by example and how she cared about the students and whatnot, and having her in my corner was definitely a good help.
I think that leads into the next question, and that's why do you think that there is a lack of Black minorities in optometry?
I think first and foremost, the representation. I don't want to say that it's not there. It's just not as broadcasted as widely as it should be. I think that, in terms of, you look at other professions or, other occupations, we're looking at it 24/7, whether it's entertainment, sports, business, things like that. The medical field, is kind of lacking, in my opinion, in that area with representation. So if there's no one before you that has done it that you've seen, the chances of you going into, that profession or that path is less likely. You have to look back, say what you want about him now, but you got to look back to the Cosby Show for when that was the first time an African American male was shown to be a doctor on television, which was huge back then. I think also there might be a financial struggle. A lot of the minorities are coming from, families or communities, neighborhoods that aren't as well resourced or financially, you know, equipped to get the resources to even think about going to med school. I think it also starts in the house. How motivated are the parents to tell their kids, hey, you can be what you want to be. You can do what you want. So it's a multifactorial thing, but I also think that it's a lack of proper representation. I don't think it's a lack of ability. I think the representation is just not there.
Last question I have for you is, what advice would you give future Black students in regards to entering the medical profession?
I would tell them, do not give up on your pursuit of what you are trying to do. Do not give up on the dream. There's going to be people along the way, and not just during your pursuit of a medical degree or what's not, but just always in life. There's going to be people that are going to try and bring you down, try and be negative, and criticize you in ways that might deter you away from your goal. My advice to them would be stick the course, believe in yourself, and know what you're capable of doing. These accomplishments are nothing to get down about or have a different someone else's opinion on. So I would say stick the course, believe in yourself, be confident, and go for it. Don't be deterred by what statistics may show or what society has. Society has these preconceived notions of what minorities should be doing in terms of occupation and whatnot. I would say don't listen to that. Do what you want to do what you feel like you love.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time, and as always, you're always welcome at WesternU, and you are always part of our optometry family. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.